What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5-3. Man, I'm back again. Now, you know what time it is. You can look at the title in the thumbnail, and with me, you can pretty much kind of guess what direction my story or whatever I'm finna do is gonna go. Now you can see from that one, man. Listen, coming up, I can't really speak on different states, but I know in Cali, and I know this probably go the same way in different states too. We in the black community, we grow up automatically thinking that white boys or white people in general are scared of us. That's how, now, you gonna have some people, no. I'm finna tell some secrets right here, y'all. I'm finna tell some secrets off the black side of the tracks. We grow up thinking that white people are scared of us. Straight up. Now, a lot of that comes from true and actual events, such as the majority of whites, they didn't grow up like we did. They didn't grow up in the environments we grew up in. They did not grow up under the harsh reality of, man, life hard, you better fight. No, they didn't grow up with that one. They didn't know how to fight, couldn't fight, none of that. Now, of course, that changed over the years. And the reason why that was, it wasn't from lack of heart, it was from lack of not doing it. Back in the 70s and 80s, coming up like that, in all white neighborhoods, predominantly all white neighborhoods, affluent neighborhoods where they had money, man, them kids wasn't out there fighting, stealing, robbing, taking each other's stuff. So no, they didn't have to develop their hand skills like we did. Because we come up in the jungle, man, we come up and it was rough. So, you know, that's the mentality that we come up with. You know, I heard, you know, all the time, used to hear all my life growing up, man, don't let no white boy whoop me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this, you know, this be the talk in jail, because on the streets, they wasn't around us to talk about it. They wasn't even a thought on the street. You know what I'm saying? But in jail, you know, homies sitting around talking, you know, whatever. And you always hear coming up, man, don't let no white boy whoop me. Don't let no white boy whoop me, man. No white boy gonna whoop me. You know, so that's that, and that's what it was in our mind. And pretty much it kind of went that way. You very rarely, seldom seen a white dude just whoop a black dude in a head-up fight. Because they could not fight. They weren't good at it. The ones I ran across. Now, before, you know what I'm saying, my strong foundational members that are from the Caucasian section, don't get upset. This ain't no disrespect to y'all. I'm just giving historical facts. The majority of white dudes that we ran across coming up, they couldn't fight. They weren't used to fighting. You feel what I'm saying? We were. They weren't. So they couldn't. So we automatically developed the mentality of, hey, white boys can't fight. Can't fight. You know what I'm saying? Is that true? No. Is it factual? Not 100%. That's why I say the ones we happen to run across. But now, did we run across? Well, I'm going to say me. I can't speak on other brothers. I'm going to speak on me. Did I run across some white dudes that could fight? Yes, I did. Within my lifetime. Within my lifetime. Now, I can sit here and go back and think in my mind all the way back to juvenile hall, camp, or YA, county jails, Wayside prison, and all that, different prisons. The white dudes that I ran across, that was some real live Thundercats from the shoulder. Did I run across some? Yeah. Yeah, I ran across some. But I can honestly say, over my lifetime, over my jail career, I didn't run across a lot. I did run across some. And a lot of times, a lot of the whites that I was around, they couldn't fight. The majority. If you had 10 of them there, 9 of them couldn't fight. But there's always that one. There's always that one. That was a rock'em sock'em robot. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we didn't find out about him until something arose and found out about him on an accident. On an accident. And that accident was he done PhD'd one of the brothers, one of the homies. And for those who don't understand or don't know what PhD means, that means Pumpkinhead Deluxe. You know what I'm saying? You got the PH, the Pumpkinhead. Then you got the PhD, homie, the Pumpkinhead Deluxe. And white boy, boop, bop, bop, boop, bop, bam. You know, and that's first they're like, what? You know what I'm saying? We look, man, they go in the cell and come out. And when they come out, man, we looking at the homie like, oh my God. You know, that's what went through our mind when we see the homie. Like, okay, that white boy can fight. Now, of course, this didn't pertain to the white dudes that was from black gangs, Crip and Bloods, because if they was from a black gang, they come up hard. They had to be able to get out. They had to show enough. No, I'm speaking on them white dudes that was from them all white areas way out in the suburbs somewhere. And, you know, they didn't have to grow up rough and tough. Okay. I'm going to fast forward. Now, while doing time in Alabama, and Alabama is a predominantly black system in the jail system. It's you would say it's 75 to 80% black. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The white population in the Alabama prison system, it started rising in, I'm gonna say around in the mid to like later on, like in the 2013, 14s, and 15s, stuff like that. The white population had rose up, probably a little bit before that. We're going to say around 2010. The white population started rising up, and we didn't know at first. We didn't pay attention to it at first on what was going on. Then when we did notice it, tried to like what happened? Because look, when I first got locked up in Alabama, you had the first prison I went to was St. Clair. Now you had 24 cells in a block. 12 up top, 12 at the bottom. So now look, we can just go top tier. Out of 12 cells, the first 5 or 6, none but blacks. Then you had maybe one of the cells was a black and a white or 2 whites, maybe. Boom. You got 3, 4 more cells. Put it like this here. Out of 24 people that's on that top tier, 4 of them might have been black. Out of 24 people that was on the bottom tier, 3 or 4 of them might have been black. Maybe. It's a maybe now. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was when I first came in. By 2015, you probably wasn't gonna get 2 or 3. So you probably get a black, white, black, white, black, white, black, black. Break it down even a little easier for you. Out that same 24 people that was on that top tier, you might have had 8 of them white now. Same thing with the bottom tier. Now it was like that because that prison was a max camp. It was a maximum security prison. And, you know, you didn't have a lot of whites that came to the maximum security prison. They was always in the lower level prisons. But they numbers were short, even in the lower level prisons. But now, like I say, by 2015, when dudes finally start stepping back and taking a look like, what? Whew, the white population had tripled. Boom, 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 stacked on stacked on stacked. The reason why that happened was because the drugs, the meth, the meth and the crystal and the ice became real prevalent on the streets. Now that meth, that was their thing, the meth. They had meth labs all over the state of Alabama, everywhere. Boy, them white dudes was doing their thing. Boy, them white boys had meth going like 90 going north. And they was getting locked up like 90 going north. They was getting locked up like 90 going north. I had to go back. I was getting transferred one time. And I was getting transferred to another prison. And I had to go through Kilby, which is receiving. The first time I was in Kilby back in the mid-90s, hey, man, when I tell you whites would shout, they would shout. When I came through 100 years later, shoot, man, it was more white boys in Kilby than it was blacks. Like, what? The heck? WTF? You know, it was a culture shock to me because I wasn't used to it. You know, I wasn't used to seeing it. Not saying it was a good thing, not saying it was a bad thing, just saying I just wasn't, you know, used to seeing that, especially in the Alabama prison system. Anyway, I even had myself a couple of run-ins with some white dudes that wasn't playing the radio. They wasn't playing the radio. I can literally give you a roll call on, I can say, the top 10 baddest white boys I ran across in the Alabama prison system. Now, it wouldn't be like that. It wouldn't be like, now the reason why I'm not speaking on that like that in the Cali prison system, because we don't interact with them, period. We don't know which one of them rough, which one of them ain't. They business is they business, our business is our business. You know what I'm saying? The interaction is not enough to be able to peep and see who tough and who ain't. But Alabama was different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's there. The politics are different, way different. You know what I'm saying? It's not as strict. So, but now, even like I say, doing time in Alabama, I could give, if I was to sit here, I have to think it out, and I can give you a roll call on the top 10 baddest white boys I ran across. Now, I spoke on in different stories. I spoke on different run-ins I had, different you know, rides and different stuff that I had participated in during my 23-year stay in the Alabama prison system. Like when I spoke on the riot, the Crips got into a riot with the white boys. Now, when I say with the white boys, I mean okay, and for my fellow white folks out there, when I say white boys, I don't mean it as no disrespect. It's just I'm used to saying that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to stop saying that because I know bet not call me no black boy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna try to switch my vocabulary up on that. I'm gonna say white guys or white dudes. That's cool? Cool. Okay. Don't jump in my comments and cut my head off. But anyway, so look, I told y'all about when one of the little Crip homies took. Now they got two different factions in Alabama. They got, now Cali got ABs, Nazi low riders, skinheads, KKK, all of those stuff in the prison system. In Alabama, they got two groups. They got two main groups. They had some spin-off groups, but the two main groups was the ABs and the SBs. ABs were Aryan Brotherhoods. SBs were Southern Brotherhood. They got along. You didn't run into a lot of them until you start going to the lower level prisons. Like I say, in the maximum security prisons in Alabama, blacks ran it hands down, no ifs, ands, or buts. But like I say, over the years, that even started changing. But in the lower levels, yeah, there was a lot of them, and they was there. So I remember I gave you the story a little bit on this, but it was like during a whole bunch of other stuff I was telling you about. But I'm gonna single this out right here. I used to be a debt collector, and I was telling y'all about when I got to a certain prison, and a homie was telling me about how he had a lot of money out in the streets, and dudes wasn't respecting him because he wasn't no fighter, no killer, nothing like that. He wasn't no go-getter. Little young, well, he wasn't that young. Yeah, little young. Well, to me he was, but he was from Detroit, and you know, he was getting money. He was getting money in that Alabama prison system. He was the king of the dope trade at one time. But dudes start playing on him. Once, like I say, when dudes peep weakness, they gonna play on it. Oh man, once you let somebody take something from you in there, it's over with. And then here it is, you somebody that got something. Here it is. You got dope. You know what I'm saying? You got money. Now you done let one dude take it from you. Oh man, here it go. Everybody and their mama gonna try to take it now. You know? And that's what he fell a victim to. But we was cool in this one prison, and I met him in another prison. He told me about it, and basically, like, Tune, he go a list of everything they owe me. If you get it, you can have it. Whoa, 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 what? And he's off. You know what I'm saying? I went on a rampage. I tried to do it that day, but I couldn't till the next morning. Man, I put them boots on. Boy, had that paper balled up in my pocket. And I say, man, it's on right here. You know, this is my line of work. This is my line of work right here, y'all. Ran across a white dude. He slept in a big giant dorm, and I never forget. I went to him and woke him up. Boom, boom, boom. He woke up like, what's up? I say, hey, homie, you know, basically, I let him know you owe such and such and such. He like, what? I'm like, yeah, you owe such a. So he like, who are you? I'm like, man, I'm Cartoon. I come to get that. He like, come to get that? Yeah. The dude rolled his covers back. I'm sitting across on him on another bunk, just looking at him, stomping, you know what I'm saying, snapping my feet back and forth. I was in violation for that because I sat on somebody's bed and didn't even know whose bed it was. That's a total violation. That's a no-no. But now, you know, I'm keyed in on Roger Rabbit here, you know. So he rolled up. Man, look, the dude literally rolled out the bed on the other side, leaned down, put his shoes on, and then like ducked back up under the bunk and spun around and sat where I'm on this bed facing this way. He's on that bed facing this way. And he kind of like leaned forward like, hey, man, partner, what do you know? Now, I don't talk. I'm going to say it how he said, because I don't say what is. I say, you know, I would have said, what are you talking about? But he said, what is you talking about? White dude named Cadillac had a big old Cadillac emblem on his face. Bow, whole face was blasted with a Cadillac emblem. He was an SB or an AB. He was one of them. Don't know which one. But he come around, you know, had his hands on his L. Man, what are you talking about? I'm talking about that money, man. So now, you know, I was taken aback because man, the white dude wasn't scared. The white dude wasn't scared. He wasn't scared of me. He was ready to get out. He was ready to get down. Now, if it would have came to physical blows, do I think I would have whooped him? Yeah. I would have whooped him. I felt I would have whooped him 4 ways from Sunday. Because, man, look here. I'm a real live Sonic the Hedgehog especially then, boy, to get out. And I had him beat on a lot of levels. You know what I'm saying? He was a lot smaller than me. But he wasn't scared. He wasn't scared. But it kind of took me aback when he was like, man, you know, what? He was like that, and in so many words, while we dialoguing, he let me know, man, I don't know you. Because he told me, I don't know you. I'm like, yeah, you don't want to get to know me neither. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had to put a 3 on the 10, you know? Like, man, who that white boy think he is? But, you know, in so many words, he let me know, man, I don't know you. I don't owe you nothing. Basically, like, are you tripping? I ain't giving you nothing. Like, what? Oh, you not? Huh? So, before we could go there, two more white dudes walked up. They were his superior, and they called me to the side. They talked to me, and boom, 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 boom. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We gonna get you, man. We told him about, man, you know, getting dudes dope and not paying. We gonna deal with him. But, you know, boom. They got my cell phone number, because the homie gave me a cell phone as soon as I stepped up in there. I gave him the number. Boom. They paid his debt. Now, what they did with him, I don't know. But that's just one incident. I didn't go into a whole lot of detail on it. Boom. But that's one incident. Another incident was, let me see. I was going to tell you about the one, I told you about the one where I was at the poker game and called myself going to rob the poker game. Now, the white dude who had the poker game down and the dude that was running with him, white dude, I told you about the white dude named Caraway. Caraway passed away, man. You know, rest in peace to Caraway. He was a gangster. He was a little gangster, man. He was a little gangster. But white dude named Sweat. I told y'all how they come looking for me. I told the story on that one. I ain't going to go into it. But now, the other story that I was going to tell you about right now was in a prison to where my little homies, when I say my little homies, little young Crips, they took something or did something and they got into it with these white dudes. Total disrespected them. Total disrespected them. Now, they got into it with the white dudes that live on the compound that I stayed on. Now, this prison was big. They had 3 different compounds. Boom, 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 boom. Now, the little young Crips came from a whole nother compound in the back over to the compound that I was staying on. And they got into it with these white dudes. You know what I mean? Man, what, man? You know, I'm in the dorm. Dude come running to me. I'm in the block. To him, hey, man, hey, white boy, man, they down there, man. Hey, I'm like, what, man? You might want to go down there and check see, man, if they go down. I'm say, do tell. Do tell. I jump up, boom, when I get down there. I think I told y'all this story before. So I go to find out, man, man, what's happening, man? What's happening, man? What's happening? So the white dude like, man, this dude right here, man, woo, 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 woo. So I get a little young Crip dude. I say, look. I say, cuz, look, hey, man, y'all walk. So I tell the white dude, I say, you hold on. I'm going to talk to you. Because it's about 6 of them. Now, the prison we was in was real big. And believe it or not, boy, it was a whole lot of them white dudes in this prison. Whole lot of ABs, whole lot of SBs. So I tell the little young Crip, I'm going to say, cuz, y'all just walk. I got this. Let me handle this. Let me handle this. So now, when I turn back to the white dudes, I'm like, man, what's happening? So they like, hey, man, your people, man, come over here, man. They did this. They did this, and the third, and whoop, wop, wop, bam, swoop, slam, slippity, bam, swap, the gibbity gop. I'm like, what? Yeah. And man, we ain't going for it, man. We ain't going for it. Now, these white dudes, they knew me. They didn't know me, but they didn't see me around the camp. They know who I am. Because, you know, they see me on the softball field. They see me on the soccer field. They see all that. They know who I am. So, they like, man, we ain't going for it, man. Basically, and, you know, it was a few other words said. But it was basically like, hey, man, if it don't get straightened out, we finna tear this BITCH up. Because while we talking, it's more and more white dudes coming up. I guess the word done spread. You know how it go. They done ran to every block. Hey, man, who the hell? Or however it go, you know, I don't know. But they coming out. Boy, they falling out like it's finna be a civil war. Now, of course, you know, we were falling out too, you know. That was one of the things I did when I first stepped out the block. I told one of the little homies, I say, cuz, look, hey, go get everybody. Every Crip that's on the yard, holler, tell them, hey, look, tune in front of our dorm. Go over there. It look like it's finna go down with the whites. So I'd already done that, you know, before I even stepped over here, you know. I put the bat signal up, you know. But anyway, so when he talking, I'm like, hold on, homie. I said, man, look, I'm here to talk to you about this situation. But, you know, hey, that tough talk, that reckless, hey, we ain't finna do none of that. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, if y'all ain't scared, you know, we ain't scared neither. And y'all know we ain't scared. Point blank. You know, in the long run, hey, what it's going to be. Now, I told this story once before. I didn't go into this, what I'm telling you now. I didn't go into the detail of the stuff that I'm telling you now. I just gave it to you in a vanilla type way. But I'm going to go all the way into it right now. So, but now, basically, when I said that, man, the white boy basically was like, man, the white guy was basically like, man, we don't give a F. What it's going to be, how it's going to be, whatever. We with all the shenanigans. He didn't say it like that, but the words he was using and what he said to me basically was saying like that. So I could have let it kick my junk up. But now in the back of my mind, I'm knowing that my little young homies was all the way in the wrong. They was all the way in the wrong now. So now here it is. I can let a ride kick off. You know what I'm saying? I can let it get a whole bunch of us messed off. All the way, me included, because if it kick off, I'm going down round for round, pound for pound. Matter of fact, if it kick off, I don't even have to be there. They gonna lock me up just because the fact that some Crips was involved. They gonna lock that, man, go lock Tune up. I told y'all how they used to do me. But now, me being the gladiator that I am, Man, if my homies finna ride, I'm finna ride too. You know what I'm saying? Bump you. But so with this in the back of my mind, I'm like, hold up, man. I know how to talk to people. I know how to kill a situation. You feel me? That was one of the things over the years I developed when I was young. You know what I'm saying? First coming to prison, back in Y and all that. I didn't have that. I didn't have those skills. I didn't have no understanding. I didn't have coping skills. I didn't have none of that. I was straight up react, and whatever happened afterward, whatever. But like I said, over the years, I got a little older. I got a little bit. I learned a little bit more diplomacy. I got a little bit more diplomatic about myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm knowing people talk about sticks and stone words. Words can hurt. Words can hurt. One of the biggest lies I ever told about, man, I don't care about what nobody say. That's a lie. That's a lie. People be lying. Every time, man, I don't care what nobody say about me. That's a lie. Everybody cares to a certain extent. You might not care to a big extent, but you care to a little extent. It's some care there. You know what I'm saying? People can say some harsh stuff. So anyway, I'm like, man, let me kill this situation. We in the wrong too. Let me kill it. I talked to the dude. We talked about it. I'm like, look here. I'm gonna apologize to y'all for what my people did. I say the little situation that happened. I say what came up missing. And I say we gonna straighten that out. We gonna straighten that a little bit out. I say that's the best I can do. Basically I let them know that's the best we can do. I done already apologized to y'all for what the little homies did. I'll deal with them. And we gonna straighten out the little stuff that got messed up. That's the best I can do. You know what I'm saying? And the way I put it to him, in the finality that I put it to him is basically to let him know, you can either accept that or we can go to jail or HELL. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? We can tear this BITCH up as you kind of hinted at. Now, you know, what's it going to be? Of course, luckily, gladly, you know what I'm saying? However, for everybody, he accepted what I said to him. You know what I'm saying? He took me for my word to straighten a little bit out, and I did. And we let it go like that. But that was another example of them white guys not being scared, you know? That was another example of that. But anyway, like I said, you know, I might do that roll call. The toughest white guys I ran across in the Alabama prison system. I might do that roll call. But anyway, man, I wanted to get that little bit in, man. It's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5'3". Man, y'all stay safe. And always remember, man, I represent the gangsters, homie. Gangsters. GANGSTA. You know, them Avalon gangsters. I'm out. Peace.
Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nobody gangsta boogie. 4, 2, 1, man. 4, 2, 1, man. Look.